Okay, we're here at Bowl Expo, Bill, and we got a good friend of yours.
Yeah, I mean, Tony's been around for quite a while. It's Tony Martin, currently now with Lordfield, fairly new company. They're building an arsenal of bowling balls now. So Tony's saying you started with symmetrical, now we're getting into asymmetrical. So tell us about how the company got started, where the name came from. It's not something that we know about bowling.
Bill, Vice President. Let's make sure we give him his title.
The Vice President of International Sales and Marketing, Tony Martin.
Well, thank you very much, guys.
Hey, welcome.
Well, the company got started in bowling balls by chance. You know, they were starting to make weight blocks and cores for other companies and found that they could develop bowling balls out of that equipment they were using. So with that, they learned a little bit from my former employer, the Lane Masters, and then we began to start building balls about 2 years ago. I was out of the bowling business until about a year ago when they decided to call me and come help them manufacture the balls. And we taught them a few of the techniques of making sure you can make changes to the balls, make them accurate changes, so that when you do it, it's progressive. No 2 steps back, take 4 steps forward. We just want to get it to where we can make adjustments very easily. Now that we used some proven symmetrical weight blocks to get started, so all we had to worry about basically was the outer shell. So once we got the outer shell that matched up with the weight blocks, we had a pretty good ball. The next step is to make a better ball, which is this line coming out for the 2012-2013 season. We're going to be all asymmetrical except for one. So we got 8 releases, 1 symmetrical and 7 asymmetrical. And they all range in different RGs and differentials. Most of the RGs are in the 2.51 range to 2.47, which are very low RGs. Where our symmetrical weight blocks that are currently in the line are 2.55 and above. So now we've got a full range of balls from high RG to low RG. Now all the differentials that we got here are 0.052 to 0.040 in the new line. So that's very high differential. And the mass biases range from 0.026 to 0.007. So there's 6 balls in that range. 2 of them are 0.020 or higher in the medium differential, and 3 of them are 0.012 to 0.017.
So you're saying 0.056, so you still get some room to grow on top of that.
Still got a little bit of room to grow on top of that, but I don't want to push the threshold too much because when they get to USB-C, they might be testing a little different than we did.
They may change their mind, but at least it'll still be grandfathered in.
Absolutely.
So meaning that we can go to 0.060. So
right.
yeah, it's a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to push those limits as far as we can.
Now, company name different.
Lordfield's a little different. Lordfield was actually created 17 years ago in Korea. They make all the major wrist supports that you see in the marketplace now. That's how they started the business. They make tapes, they make wrist supports, they make grip sacks, all the regular accessories, and they make a couple of thumb slugs as well. They're not as progressive as the other companies, but they still carry that in their stock.
Yeah, because being a smaller company and you're talking about developing lines of bowling balls, you guys, being small, can't come out with a boat anchor.
No,
I mean,
we can't.
You got to have a hit right off the bat.
Absolutely, we got to have the best bowling ball we can right away. Going back to the name, the owner of the company is actually a very responsible man, very good businessman in Seoul. His church, he is one of what we call a deacon in our society. They call him an overseer, and he's very deep into religion. He's Christian, and that's where the Lordfield came from.
So now we know the rest of the story. Yeah. Very good.
And the way the balls look, they're very great colors, and just the whole schemes of them are very appealing to people.
Right, and what we did, developing new asymmetricals, we had to create covers that were comparable and usable with the new weight blocks. We haven't developed a super cover yet because we haven't found a need to it. These weight blocks are so strong that if we put a super cover on it, it's going to be a no good ball because it's going to hook too much and it's going to be done before it even gets to the pin deck. So we developed these colors with a little bit of extra micas and the pearls to make them skid a little further and get a little more reaction in the back. Some of them we put extra pearl but sanded them so they had a medium reaction, and some of them we just went with solids and didn't have to put any pearl or particle or anything in them. They reacted just fine with the weight block that they have. So it took about 4 months just to match up the colors with the weight blocks in the right combination so they roll better.
Now, when you're used to seeing weight blocks at different companies, they're kind of rounded and curved, and yours are very angular. I mean, some of them is like, I could have done that.
Yeah, and that's what it looks like. I theorized the 3D architecture, and I'd used some 3D software, and I kept getting those lumps that would just make the ball wobble, and I just couldn't keep going forward. So I decided, let's make this simple, because I am looking for the average bowler. I'm not looking for the high-end bowler. You know, the high-end bowler is going to be able to bowl with these no matter what because of their knowledge and their hand skills and the way they bowl. But the average bowler is the 150 to 160 that wants to become a 170, 180, 190 bowler. That's what I'm targeting. So with the straight lines and angular lines, we basically went on the x-axis and a y-axis and then developed a z-axis so they could be progressive with the ball that they're using. So the guys that's 160 are going to get a bigger advantage than the guy that's 220.
And you use a very high-tech modeling system, I understand.
Yeah, I went back to the old school of weight displacements and volumes, taking shapes and actually sinking them in water and see what the cc's were, and then developing a formula from cc's to grams, and then putting them all back together and put piece, and then put them all together and see how they worked.
And what are all those little pieces made out of?
They're all made out of lead. They started off with wood. They started off with wood. We went to modeling plastic after that. Then we put them together to make the forms for the weight block, and then we went with the lead weight blocks.
Did I hear somewhere that you used Legos?
No. We kind of did the Lego thing, but without the round tops on them.
Okay.
Just because we saw it somewhere else. Hope you edit that out. But no, it was just a basic symmetry that we tried to use that we knew worked, and then add to it and make it a little different so that it worked for us. Because again, we're looking for the average bowler, not the high-tech bowler. Because the guy that's averaging 220 can only average so much more, where a guy that averages 160 can jump 20 to 30 pins with one ball.
Now, have you got any pro staff using the equipment out there anywhere?
We have 25 pro shop staffers out in the U.S. right now. We're getting ready to sign all our PBA guys. We've got 4 guys lined up for the West Coast. Got 2 in the New York area. And then we're going to be starting our search for our amateur staff very shortly.
Now, your kind of general is we don't know who, or we don't let people know yet?
I'm signing average shop owners, PBA guys. I'm looking at, in the West Coast, I'm looking at Joe Goldstein Jr. His father and I bowled together in tour and everything else years and years ago. Robbie Morris, son of Betty Morris, he's going to be signing with us.
Very nice.
And we're looking at 2 others, a gentleman named Kent Ames from Eureka. And the 4th one we haven't quite nailed down yet, but I got 2 or 3 that are applying that we're looking at.
Have you got Ken's application in yet?
Not yet. He hasn't put one in, but we're looking forward to it.
Put it in yet. You got some great bags and accessories.
Yeah, the bags are going to be coming in sometime around mid-August. We ordered 600 of the 3-ball rollers and 500 of the 2-ball rollers. And the totes we've already got. So we want to do one shipment, make sure they're all here before we start selling them. But they should be available by September 1st through the distributors. And our distributors currently are Ace Mitchell, Classic Products, and Steve Cook's Bowling Supply.
You got almost all the big ones right there.
Yeah, we're working on it, and then we're going to hopefully develop more distributors as we become well known. And being PBA registered, that really is a big help, because it gives us a stability in the community that says, hey, you guys are making good bowling balls.
Yeah, because sometimes
PBA regional program.
The balls may not be in the pro shop, but when they go in and watch a regional or a senior, the product registrations are right there. They pick up a program, they open it up. Hey, I never heard that company before. And they're sitting there, well, let me read all about it. And
yeah, and you'd be
then
surprised.
They go to the pro shop, say, hey, you guys carry these?
Yeah, you'd be surprised. In April, there was a senior event in
Winter Garden?
Winter Garden, yes.
That's where we saw it.
And they called me, and next thing you know, we sold 4 balls in the next 2 days just by seeing the sponsorship. Yeah. So the grassroots effort is a great selling tool.
Now, how do they go about contacting you?
Well,
company?
you can contact me at the website, which is www.lordfield.com. You can reach me on my cell phone at 916-476-9542. I am in the Sacramento area, so 3 hours difference from the East Coast to West Coast. So if you're calling from the East Coast, wait till noon.
Please.
Please. But if you do have to call me early, it's not a problem. I'm always up at 6 a.m., so happy to take your call at 9 a.m. if you call.
And if they do just want to send you a message instead of calling your email address.
Send me an email at lf_tmartin, it's MARTIN, @yahoo.com.
So that's simple enough.
Fantastic, and we hope all the success to you and your company. And I know your company is a very well-respected company, international company, and that's very important to a lot of people because they
Right.
look at parent companies or companies that own different businesses, and sometimes they don't want to deal if the company isn't sound and respectable and very honorable.
Right, and that's the main thing with our company. Our reputation is everything.
Yeah, I think the saying is the company is known by the people it keeps,
Yeah.
and people are known by the company it keeps.
And with our reputation building, we're looking at expanding to Europe, Mexico, and Australia this year. So,
Jason, there we go.
yep.
Thanks a lot. We appreciate it, Tony, and
All right.
we'll be talking to you.
Thank you for your time,
Thank
Ken.
you. Bye-bye.
Okay,
Nice to
nice seeing
see
you
you again.
again.